I forgot to tell about this Tepi, something, his outlook. He was a bit shorter than me, like 175 centimeters, something like that, 5 foot something, and quite dark skin, big eyes, not Asian eyes, but and he talked a little bit like Indian accent kind of way, but I don't know if that was purpose or not. It just belonged to his image on the planet Earth. And by the way, this guy still lives in this planet, so I can't tell too much details about him. So then he started to tell me that I picked up 2 of these UFOs. I said, this is the Adamski type I've seen. And I said, there was one, I've seen one of those too. And he was very satisfied, very pleased. Because I knew he was checking how I react. And that was important. He realized that I am no problem to him. And then we talked like a few hours, and he was telling me where he was coming from, where he lives actually in this planet. And then he told me that he was coming from Sweden, a certain island. I can't name it, but it's a big island in the Baltic Sea. And he told me that they have there some kind of a place where they meet, and some whatever they do, some research or something like that.
Meet each other.
Yeah. And that's how I understood it. And he said he was coming there, and I don't know where the pictures were taken,
but they seemed very genuine, and you were amazed about the pictures.
Yes, but I was mainly amazed about this man, because he was. I thought about it later that it's one thing to hide, being here sort of in a cover-up, like he's not to hide at all, because that's what he was doing. He was very open, and when we got to the cabin, he didn't actually say that he's Starpeople. But I realized it, especially next day. We walked on the deck, getting to England, and he was very quiet at the time. He was just leaning on the railing, and sort of preoccupied in a way. And I was just sitting behind him a few meters. I was watching that, but this guy is not from here. I sort of realized this is not from, like all these pictures, what he was talking about. Okay, I could speak about Tepi for a long time, but we have to go on.
Yes.
We got to England, and there was, of course, the customs office, and he had only this handbag, and I said, don't you take your passport with you? He said he doesn't need to. He said, I don't need to, I belong to the community. That's the word they sometimes use about their own community, I guess. And we went there. It was days of a Cold War at the time, and it wasn't very easy to get into England, so they actually interviewed everybody on the ship when we went to port. But this guy just walked through it, like the whole custom office, like they wouldn't see it, like he was invisible. And before he went, he said he asked me where I'm gonna go, and I told the city, little town in southern England, and he said that he's gonna come to see me, which he did. But I said I can't give you any address. I will get it when I get there. He said it's no problem. I will find you. And so I went to south coast of England, this little town. I went to the school and everything, and like a few months later, once I got out of the, because I was like 4 miles out of the center, place almost countryside. And once I got on the bus and I went to the city, or the center of the town, and there he was. I stepped out of the bus and there he was. And we had a sort of walk in the park, not like an hour, and we talked. He was a little bit sad about it, because I was 18 and I was a young hippie with a long hair, and I had done some stupid things which young people do, and he sort of told me that you shouldn't smoke that stuff, and that kind of thing. But he wasn't. It wasn't moralizing or anything like that. But he was just giving good advice, and he was giving sort of little bit information and advice for me. And that occasion, then he just said that this is the last time we'll meet, so be good, and we will never see you again, but I will think about you, something like that. So, well, the story goes on, and I have to talk about Peter and Eve, but we could have a break now.